Hi, this is how to make oil paint, and today I'm going to make yellow paint, and I've already put the yellow pigment on the mulling table, and then I put a little well in the center of it to put the oil in so that the oil doesn't just run all over the table. So I put that oil in. You just pour it in very slowly. And then just pick up the pigment with your paint knife and start stirring it in to the oil. And you just keep on doing that until you get a kind of a very thin paste that wants to stay put. That it doesn't want to, the oil is not going to be able to just run all over the table. So we've already done that. And then at that point, then you just start mixing in the pigment to the oil until you get most of the pigment kind of wet with oil. You need to do this preparation before you get your muller out and start mulling this, or else it's it actually takes longer if you try to mull it before you get a good mix of it like this. Okay, so I think we're just about ready. Might need just a tiny bit more oil. Yes, I think it does. If you have to add a little bit more oil, add it by drop. There's not that much oil that goes into oil paint. You'd be surprised. I was surprised when I first started making it how little oil actually goes into oil paint. So it's ready now to start mulling. I'm going to use a medium-sized muller on this one for this particular pigment. So you just stick the muller on top of your mess here and then start moving in this circular motion. And then you see that how right away, you see how it's starting to make a paste. And then it's some of it will start to move away from the center. Just pull it back with your muller. You can also use your paint knife to do that, to pull the paste in close to the muller. And then you just keep doing that. You just keep moving it in this circular motion and taking the stuff that kind of starts to creep up the side. Use your paint knife to free that from the side and pulling in the paste that kind of tries to escape off of the pile that you have here. And so that's what it is. You just keep mulling and pulling the paste back to the center and twisting this with your knife like that in order to get it off the side. And now I think this paint is done. How you test it for doneness is that you take your muller, put it aside, and then you take some of the paint and you go like this. If it stands up and peaks the way that this is doing, it's done. So this paint is done. If when I did this, that these, instead of standing up stiff, that they would just kind of fall, come up real thin and fall over, then it's not done yet. You have to do it some more. But this one is done. There's going to be a follow-up video to this where I'm going to show how to take this paint that I've just made and put it in a tube. Okay,